from this perspective. Is there anything you want to actually add to that introduction? Maybe there's something she actually failed to bring out in terms of practical understanding of MARFAN syndrome.
Yeah, MARFAN syndrome is a genetic disorder. It's actually mostly inherited. So I actually inherited it from my father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm 6'9", and I was told he's far taller than I am. So it's a genetic issue.
Okay, so I think we need to. If you are 6'9", yeah, and you are seated, you know, a lot of people will not really believe that you are truly 6'9". Yes. Maybe can we actually take the full length of?
I've never seen a 6'9" person.
Yeah, of Adedayo now. Can we actually do that? Could you just stand up a bit so that people at home will see you? Oh, okay. So now look at Adedayo. With the two of us seated, we are not even up
at
to
all. Not even half.
to half of his body.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Adedayo, 6'9".
Yes.
Mm. Okay, so okay, you want to actually ask a question.
Like I said before, I've never met anyone that is as tall as that, and I don't see it as a disorder, but you know, just for the sake of conversation today, I really don't see it as a disorder, but you know, you're telling us that it's a disorder. This disorder, is it really a problem? Is it a problem to be too tall? No. I think you have some advantages.
And to have long limbs, you know, and all that.
So you know, basketball will be fun to play, you know.
Basically, MARFAN syndrome, it affects the connective tissues.
Okay.
And the connective tissues means like the glue, those things that hold the organs that hold the body, that makes someone say, okay, this is a person. Basically, it affects the heart, the eyes, the bones. That's why I'm tall, the bones. So which means because the protein we are supposed to have right from birth due to the fibrillin 1 gene is practically reduced. So due to that, we have abnormalities. As it is now, when I was young, when I was a baby, my mom has been observing something about me, about my heartbeat. It's not beating like the normal heartbeat. It's actually pounds, bing. She was observing. She doesn't know what MARFAN is, but she was observing, this child is not normal. Something is going wrong, but we don't know. We don't really have any clue about it, about what MARFAN is. So, but she observed the thing has not been normal and all that, and I was growing very tall. I was like, I don't know, I was like...
Sorry to cut in. Is your dad like this? Your dad...
According to what I had, I was told he's taller than I am.
Okay, your dad is late.
Yeah, so he's late now. He died due to heart complications, which I already sorted. I had my own too, and I sorted it.
Oh, great. Okay.
So it wasn't easy, but we thank God I sorted the heart issue last year. So according to the history I had my great-grandfather was also as tall as I am, like this. So it runs in our family. Okay. So MARFAN syndrome is a very dangerous disorder if care is not taken. I got to discover last year. The greatest thing that can happen to any MARFAN patient is getting diagnosed as early as possible.
I was going to ask, how is such person diagnosed?
Yes. So yeah, the ways you know a MARFAN patient. Now, number one, their height. You see, we were abnormally tall. We are skinny. Because when I was extremely skinny. I even put on. When I say extremely skinny, very skinny, I was abnormally tall then. So. And my eyes complications, it affects the eyes too. Right from time, I can't see with my left eye. So due to the financial things and that, because my dad was late, everything, my mom was hungry, so I just left it. I thought probably when the time comes, I'll sort it out. So last year, I went to the hospital to sort the eyes out. When I got there, they said, it's not something that can be corrected with eyeglasses. That was my left eye. It can't be corrected with eyeglasses. So they said I will need a surgery. That is called MARFAN syndrome. The thing that is wrong with me is called MARFAN syndrome. They checked my symptoms and everything, and they said it's MARFAN syndrome. So they said I will need a surgery for it. So I left. So they said before the surgery, before the eye surgery, I should go and bring an echo report. And echo means the way my heart functions, the report. So I went to the cardiologist. The cardiologist asked me to get the echo done. So when I got the echo done, they observed I had a mitral valve regurgitation. It's a condition whereby the mitral valve is not properly closed and it's making blood flow backwards. So it's not functioning well. So I had the surgery last year. So it wasn't easy. But I had the surgery, the finances and everything. I had the surgery. So after having the surgery, later this year, I went back to see the ophthalmologist for my eye because I left the eye because when I knew I had heart issue, I had to just go for the heart because heart is very, very important. So when I went back there, they said there is nothing I can do about the left eye again. There's nothing I can do to the left eye. That is practically gone. As it is now, this right eye is also affected. It's very, very affected, but it's still manageable to this left eye. They said if I just leave the left eye, in the right eye rather, if I leave it to go worse, I might not be able to see again due to MARFAN syndrome. So the early diagnosing is the best thing that can happen because assuming I know,
you will have treated it.
I would have looked into it. No matter how hard the situation is then, I would have looked into it.
Do you go through any pains at any point in time? A lot of pains?
Yes, a lot.
You know.
My back pains and everything. You know, as it is, our joints are very, very flexible.
Is this close to sickle cell anemia?
No, at all.
No,
I'm AA.
Not at all. Okay.
Yes, I'm AA. My genotype is AA. My blood group is O. But I don't know. I have perfect blood group and good genotype. But that's how. Because MARFAN syndrome, when you have a MARFAN child, you don't classify it to the rest of the child. No, we are separate. We are very, very separate. I have those joints. My knee, sometimes I'm watching close or something. My knee cap can shift on its own. Oh. Yes, and I will have to return it with my hand.
Is that flexible?
It's very, very flexible.
Oh.
My lungs, even sometimes when I yawn, my lungs here, it will shift. I have to return. I have very, very flexible joints.
You know, listening to you right now it's just bringing some memories down my head. In those days, I really think people should be conscious and have this high level of emotional intelligence. You know, I used to have this neighbor that he's so tall, and people make jest of his height. In Hausa, when you call someone Dogo, it's obviously a tall person, and that's because he's just taller than the normal thing. Yes, and people make jest of that, you know. And you're telling us now that it's not just about the height.
It's not just about the height.
There's more things you suffer inside of you.
A lot.
I want to ask, because you made mention that this has family history, it can be traced down. Is there any way people can manage it?
Yes, there are ways. Now, right now, there is no cure for MARFAN syndrome. There is absolutely no cure because it's a gene, and the gene can't be reversed. There's nothing you can do about it. But there are ways you can treat it. There are ways. As I am now, after my heart surgery, I'm using the mechanical valve now. It's not like the normal tissue, the normal valve. No, God has given to us. I don't use that. I'm using the mechanical valve. So the mechanical mitral valve I'm using requires a treatment. I must be on the drug for life, warfarin. It's a blood thinner. It doesn't make my blood clot. So if the blood clots on the valve, the mechanical valve I'm using, the situation is going to be severe. And the warfarin I'm using must not be overused also. That's why I go for a test every week. It's called INR test. That test, it tells me the range of where my INR is. That means how much my blood clots.
So you do that test every week?
Every week.
And the drug is also every week?
For life, every day.
How much does that cost?
It's very expensive. The drug is about, warfarin is 24K, 25K now.
Every week?
Yeah, no, every month.
Every month?
Yeah, I buy it every month.
The test, the weekly test is how much?
It's 7.5.
7.5?
Yes.
And any hospital?
No, some hospitals are more expensive, but where I'm doing it, I don't know, it's 7.5.
Okay, but this could be actually gotten generally from hospitals,
yes.
You know, are there special hospitals for
not all hospitals, well, good or standard hospitals we have it.
Now, so what it means from your history, from your story,
yes, sir.
If this was actually detected early in life, you would not have been going through all this.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been going through because I was doing some harder jobs then. To be honest, I felt I was like a normal, but I feel easily tired. But I felt it was like something normal or something. I didn't suspect anything was wrong with me.
Okay.
I didn't suspect.
Okay. Was that why you actually ventured into basketball?
Yes, I didn't know.
You didn't know?
I did at all.
Okay, you wanted to take advantage of your height.
Exactly.
And you actually opted for basketball.
Yes, yes.
But you don't play basketball anymore.
Yeah, I don't play it anymore.
Because that's a very rigorous sport, you know.
Yes, we need to avoid anything that has to do with contact sports because anything that has to do with too much stress, like running or doing something that will stress you too much, you need to avoid it totally if the person wants to live long.
We're looking at coping with this MARFAN syndrome, and how has it been for you? You know, you've had to lay off some of the fun activities you love to do because of because of the syndrome. What other things has this thing, made you not do, and how has life been lately after being diagnosed with it?
After being diagnosed with MARFAN syndrome, my lifestyle totally changes. Things I used to do before, I don't do it again. Things I used to do, sometimes I can help people fetch, I can fetch water, do this, just do some healthy stuff like normal. But when I got to discover, I knew I can't do this stuff again. Basketball, I can't play basketball again. Because I was told to avoid anything that has to do with contact sport and all that. I can't run too much. Again, I can't run like too much length, no.
Okay, but we have people that are tall as you.
Yeah.
But without MARFAN syndrome.
Yes.
So those ones are free.
Yeah, they are free.
To play basketball.
Even in the NBA, if you want to get to the NBA in basketball, they will check, they have to do an health checkup for the person, they check everything. If they discover you have MARFAN syndrome, you won't be allowed to do it.
When you ventured into basketball, that wasn't checked here?
No. I was just practically training in Nigeria.
Who's going to check you on that in Nigeria?
You don't have NBA in Nigeria.
Yeah, I know, but we have our own basketball federation.
We don't do health checkups like that. We just say, you just play basketball and all that. But we don't do that in
was there a time you consider modeling? Because,
modeling. Some people used to tell me, but I don't know. And again, my neck and everything, my appearance, I don't think, because my neck is somehow, if you look at it, it looks somehow bent also. Yeah. It's due to scoliosis, and that's what that syndrome of MARFAN syndrome, to scoliosis.
Now, additional, you're saying all this with all sense of pride, where is the inspiration? Because some people with this condition are likely to fall into depression and all that. Yes. But you have come on air, to actually talk about this
to educate us
with full chest and confidence. I mean, where has this inspiration come from?
I just feel that the advantage I don't have, I would like to share with people. I didn't diagnose MARFAN syndrome early. There are some people that are suffering from it undiagnosed. And that is very, very dangerous. Undiagnosed, you feel you are normal and all that. Because I've gone through pain, I've gone through a lot of MARFAN symptoms and all that. I want people to be enlightened. People have always been saying, I'm supposed to be depressed or so, but I took it out of my mind and said, let me just look into this. People should be aware.
This is about heredity. Your great-grandfather had it.
Yes.
Your grandfather gave birth to...
my great-grandfather had it. He gave birth to... after my great-grandfather, my grandfather's lineage, like my great-grandfather is the 4th generation, rather. So down to my 3rd generation. In this lineage, my grandfather generation, my grandfather is the eldest of my great-grandfather. So his sibling, they had it. One of his siblings had it. He had it. I had it. He was also as tall as I am, or more taller than I am. So down to my dad, that's the 3rd generation, and down to me, that's the 4th generation.
Okay, so, and I mean, is MARFAN what has actually made you your look to belie your age? You're just 21.
Yes.
21.
Yes, sir.
And this, it's actually, hard to believe that you're 21. Now, where are you taking this advocacy to? What do you want? What do you intend to achieve with this advocacy?
My advocacy is that we need to create, because in US, in UK, other countries, they create awareness for MARFAN syndrome. We create, the greatest thing that can happen to any MARFAN patient is awareness, just knowing what you can suspect. For example, a child is abnormally growing. You don't know what's wrong with it, because when the thing that continues to happen to me, my mom thought it was chronic malaria. They said it's called chronic malaria, that if you go stuff like that. But we don't know the main issue. We don't know. I was not supposed to be treated as other kids, also pertaining to health standard. I'm special, but I didn't know. I was separate. I didn't know. So we need to create awareness. And what I need to do is to create awareness about MARFAN syndrome. People should know about it.
So there's no adequate awareness.
There's no adequate
awareness.
That's not.
I mean, have you also
in
Nigeria? Have you come across people with this condition?
Yes, I've seen.
And they might not even know.
Yes, there was a girl I saw at the hospital, because patients with MARFAN syndrome, they have either protruding or intruding chest. Like my chest now, it's not like the normal, it's somehow inside, and sometimes it's outside. So those are the symptoms of patients with MARFAN syndrome. So I saw a girl. The girl was like probably 8 years old or so. The girl had protruding chest. She was extremely skinny. Those are the symptoms. Those are the things you can see in a MARFAN patient and suspect she was extremely skinny. The way you look at her, you know she's abnormal. I saw someone like that.
Does this also make you select the kind of food you eat?
Exactly.
What kind of food do you eat?
I need to eat food that has fats, that consist of much fat and proteins. Because before I thought I was normal and all that, so I was just eating anything. But I later got to discover I don't need to eat everything. That is, anything that won't give me a positivity, I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't eat it. Anything that I do that won't be good to me.
Okay, now certainly you also want to, you know, have your own family.
Yes.
Go ahead and get married and have children.
Yes.
What's on your mind as far as this is concerned? How are you going to actually manage it? Because if it's something that is inherited, yeah, how are you going to manage this?
I'll manage it. Practically, when I give birth, I'll get doctors and I will. Even though they are parents of the child, they will be able to tell.
Exactly. And there's also, is there a possibility, have you done your research to the extent that there's a possibility that the child or one of your children or any of your children may not actually have this?
It's not, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
It's certain?
I don't think so. It runs down to me.
Yeah.
I will surely pass it on.
You know, you can't tell, you're a Christian.
God
you know, exactly. God works miracles in so many ways. We came all the way from Lagos this morning.
Yes, sir.
And it means that this is something that is very, very dear to you.
Yes.
You're very passionate about. What do you want to say to authorities in Nigeria as far as this is concerned? You know, not necessarily to Ogun State government. Yeah. You live in Lagos.
Yes.
You could be to Lagos State government, Ogun State government, the federal government.
Yes, sir. So what I would like the government to help to please do for us is that we should create an awareness platform whereby people are aware about MARFAN syndrome. A lot of people, like whenever I tell someone I have MARFAN syndrome also, they will be like, what is MARFAN syndrome? They don't know it. Because they don't, because if I say, okay, do you know HIV? You say you know HIV. Yeah. You know this, you know that. So MARFAN syndrome, we need to, right now, before we don't have a MARFAN Syndrome Foundation, and we don't have any social media platform.
Exactly.
But now there is an Instagram page and Facebook page for MARFAN Syndrome. You just go on Facebook and search Nigerian MARFAN Syndrome. Yeah, so we need facilities, we need things to just aid the existence of people. We need to go to schools, because those are where we have kids that are living their daily life undiagnosed with MARFAN Syndrome. They don't know, they just believe they are normal, but we need to just go to schools, check the children, check everything, and gathering of people where there are a lot of people. We need to go there and check them, just to be able to be sure of who they are. People, you ask some kids, they'll be like, this child, I'm feeding this child, is not growing fast, it's not growing this and that. There are things you need to be suspecting.
Are you inspired to? What level of education do you have now?
I have my secondary school.
Secondary school, okay. Yeah, I mean, and you've been, I mean, and it's so glowing what you have, the knowledge you have actually demonstrated as far as this syndrome is concerned.
Yes,
now, do you also want to toe this line as you aspire to tertiary education, polytechnic or university and all of that? Are you going to push this more? Do you have the intention of studying more about this syndrome so that you can actually be something like an ambassador of this syndrome?
Yes, I'd like to. I would really, really appreciate that.
What kind of support are you expecting? Because I thought we were going to actually talk about support from government.
What kind of support?
Support.
Financial support, equipment, counseling.
Exactly. Do you want to actually enlarge the scope of this syndrome?
Yeah. What we need is, like a medium, not just an online medium, even though an offline medium where we need like maybe even though an offline medium, like a building or so, we should just dedicate that for seminars and webinars about MARFAN syndrome. We should be conversant with people. Government should help us in those aspects, and we should have like specialists that works for people, that works for the MARFAN Foundation, in order to detect and to treat those with MARFAN syndrome.
Have you ever been stigmatized? Emotionally abused, in terms of your height and all that.
When I was in primary, secondary school, very well.
What they call you, Dogo?
I know that, or go. A lot of foul languages. My mom was she was my supporter. She used to she's even still now. She's my supporter. She's outside there. So
how do you respond to to those stigmatization?
When I get home, I tell her, she'll be like, don't ignore them. That's what she does say.
Yeah.
Ignore them, this and that. So I should not consider their talks and all that.
This is on a lighter note. You made mention of your footwear when you came. You told us you told us it's a bit difficult in assessing your footwear. The size of your
what size do you wear?
If like size, because my basketball shoe is my size 50. I can say that's the only shoe I have.
You know, I'm thinking of your bed. How long is it?
I'm taller than my bed. I've never been comfortable in any bed.
I tell you what,
okay,
you are a very
your shoe size
person.
is 50.
Yeah, 50.
Ah, well, I mean, I've never seen that, you know. But you see, one thing that is quite good about you is the fact that you don't feel any depression about this, and it's really good that you could come all the way from Lagos to OGTV in Abeokuta to do this, because I know that a whole lot of people must have actually been enlightened by this. We spoke about stigmatization, education. What about education? About MARFAN syndrome, just like we have done here. We can't limit it to OGTV,
exactly,
because it's not everybody in the world that has seen this today.
Yes, exactly.
How far do you want this education to go?
About MARFAN, I want it to go like beyond Nigeria. I want it to go beyond Nigeria, Africa in general. People should be aware about it. We should. You know, HIV is common. Everybody knows HIV because it's popular. You know, you have malaria and all that. I want MARFAN
and also because of the
popular
research that has gone into HIV, a lot of people know about it, preaching more about it. Maybe what we need now is to do more research about this thing and take more.
Yes, exactly. So we should just make the awareness. We should just make a lot of awareness. We have social media handles. If you have a child suspecting, this child is, according to what I've said, if you have any child that has these symptoms also, stress mark, abnormal stress mark. I have stress marks all over me, and I'm not fat. So all those symptoms, if you have it, you can check on the social media handle. You contact. We need the foundation. You contact the foundation. After the foundation, we assess the kid. They will be able to explain to just know how to manage those kind of children, because they can't be considered to be normal children. No. If you are considering to be one of the children, you want to do this and that. No, it's not healthy for them. It's not normal. It's because it will gradually it will deteriorate their health.
You came in a bus this morning, or a car?
It's a bike.
A bike, from Lagos.
No, we came here yesterday night. It was actually late, past 10 p.m. yesterday night. So we slept at our family's residence. No,
what I'm saying is that from Lagos.
You take the commercial bus.
Commercial bus. How do you manage to enter taxis and?
It's very. I most times try to get the front seat.
The front seat.
Where you can stretch your legs.
It's not comfortable though, but it's still
manageable.
Still manageable.
Yeah, it's not comfortable.
And on bike, Okay, we'll be hosting ADEDOYIN. Is a living example of MARFAN syndrome. A lot of us are actually hearing this for the first time, and I want us to do another practical demonstration of how tall ADEDOYIN, how taller is he than us. Miriam, can we just?
No, you don't have to do that with me. We just have you stand up. I mean, I know I'm.
No.
Okay.
Because
I'm on heels actually.
Yeah, but then even with that, I am taller than you.
Yes.
But of course, still look at how tall this young man is. An example, living example of MARFAN syndrome, and he's been here talking about this, telling us all that we need to know, all the education and the advocacy that we need to do. We need to know, and we just hope that the authorities are listening. And can you have your seat, please? Let's have a seat. They can actually contribute to this, so that the syndrome can become can actually reach far and wide. Because there are so many Nigerians, young Nigerians, that may be suffering from this.
I remember knowing one person with this syndrome, but I'm very sure 100% that person didn't know or he wasn't diagnosed of this syndrome.
Yeah.
He was really tall. We used to call him Dogo. Everybody called him Dogo. And
where is that?
In Niger State.
If you have his contact, go back, call now.
I don't even know where he is right now. But like I said, people need to talk more about this. There should be awareness. There should be research. Now, by the time there's awareness, you'll be shocked to know the number of persons we have in Nigeria with this syndrome.
Adesina, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and I wish you a safe trip back to Lagos. And if there's anything more that you want us to do, as far as this is concerned, OGTV will be willing to do that because we're a station that loves to do stuff like this. Maybe you want to walk out, but that would be difficult because of the microphone cable. But then I think his height has been. Let's see if you could just do a handshake with you. Let's see the limbs that you have. Look at the length of the limbs.
And his palm is so soft, actually. His palm is really soft.
Fantastic.
Really nice.
Anyway, it's good that you're here, and we thank you so much for coming. Let's take this break. When we return, it will be time for trending on the program this morning. Stay with us. Hello. Easy. Let them remove